When COVID-19 first came along, I thought that the governments of the world, including the UK, the English government, would simply allow every individual to make their own decision. If they want to lock themselves away and wear a mask, so be it. But there again, if you want to just carry on business as usual, as we did in the Second World War, again, they would allow it. But no, they brought out laws, draconian laws, if you like, and forced us to stay indoors, forced us not to be able to go to certain places like nightclubs. And when I've complained to people about this, you've got to remember that most people, they're just followers. They don't think for themselves. They're like sheep. And I could see that they didn't believe a word I said. Just because a person is the leader, they believe everything they say. I haven't worn a mask since the beginning of this thing. And if I did get it, there's a good chance I will live through it because I'm a healthy person. I work out, I'm not overweight, I watch my diet, etc. And besides, most of the people who are dying from this virus are old, over 70 normally. People who have got one foot in the grave anyway. But by shutting everything down as they're doing now, they're destroying the future of young people's lives, people who haven't had a chance to live yet. You know, if it ever stops this nonsense, and I don't think it will, because I said at the very beginning, if we go down this path of trying to stop ourselves getting this virus, the virus isn't going to go away. It's just going to mutate every so often as they do. And we're going to have to just carry on this lockdown for the rest of our lives, which is madness. How can any government allow such a thing, demand such a thing of the people that they control? You know, a few of the people I know, quite intelligent people, that they reckon it's to do with control of the masses. And possibly it is. It seems to be that way. Since they brought out the injections to try and control the virus, I've never believed in these injections, by the way. 3 countries, Burundi, Haiti and Tanzania, have refused to use those injections. And the leaders of those 3 countries soon afterwards died. And I don't believe in such coincidences. I think they were killed. Now, the major parties in this world at the moment, it's got to be at the top, the ones who control the world, basically. It's got to be the USA. Then we've got England, Canada, Australia, and Europe. But we all take advice seriously from America. Even Russia cowers towards America. They shut down their economy. No, these are terrible times, and they're brought on by people who have no scruples and want to control. And we talk about governments, of course, but it's not really governments who are the power, who make the real rules. It's the corporations, the big corporations who've got the money, and the banks, the top banks. These are the ones who make the rules. And the people you see in power, the politicians, they're just puppets for these people, doing their bidding. It's a sad situation, and I can't see it getting better unless they follow my advice, which is ignore it. Just carry on as usual. And that's what we did in the war. When the bombs were dropping on London, you don't think everyone escaped from London, do you? You don't think they all evacuated London? Of course not. We just carried on as normal. And what right have the old people to ask us all the young people to destroy their lives just because they want to live on those extra few years? Listen, we all got to die sometime. Don't be so afraid of death. And if you are so afraid of death, don't be a hypocrite because you don't give a damn about the death of all the other creatures out there who die just because you want to eat their corpses. So let's stop this nonsense and just live with the virus. And eventually you'll get an immune system anyway, so it won't kill you. You'll get ill every so often, but it's not going to kill you. Who cares? You know, if ever we do get back to normal, we won't be able to have all those cheap goods as we used to. I mean, I used to fly to Thailand for 400, 450 return. You don't think it's going to be like that again, do you, if we get back to normal? The flights are probably going to be 2,000, 3,000 return. I can't afford that. Everything's going to be higher in price because of this. Come on, let's just forget this virus. Just live with it and not against it. You can't fight a virus. We haven't even got a cure for the common cold. All I'm asking is for reason to rule. Let's be reasonable. I nearly forgot. If you want to know more in depth, read the book.